ओके सो आई थिंक सो उन्होंने वेट कर लिया और जिन लोग को आना था वो लोग आ चुके हैं। मीटिंग अभी भी ओपन है, जिसको आना है वो ज्वाइन हो सकता है। ठीक है, यू कैन सेंड दिस मीटिंग लिंक among your friends or someone who are like left to join. Okay. लास्ट लेक्चर लास्ट संडे किसने लेक्चर अटेंड किया था वो अपना जरा हैंड रेज कर सकता है। मतलब लास्ट संडे जिसने अटेंड किया हो वो अपना हैंड रेज करें। ओके रंजिता, you have attended the last lecture. Okay, so I am just sharing the screen. Can you just confirm me on which page number we were there last lecture? कहाँ पे हम लोग stop हुए थे? Have we done this वाला part, this page? Have we done this? I think so. We have to start from page number 5, right? Okay. Anyways, I remember this well वाला part हो गया था. Now explain the relative death. Okay. Yeah. So सबसे पहले हम लोग ये we will go through this one. Now coming to the well unlined. Last lecture we had done with the well of lined well. Okay. So this one is your lined well. Okay. And this one is unlined well. The difference between the lined well and unlined well is this. Like I will draw it here. So this is your unlined well and this is your lined well. Okay. So lined well is basically a solid circle, solid blue circle whenever it's perennial, and this one is a hollow because it's unlined. And now what's the difference between line and unlined? Line और unlined के बीच का जो main difference होता है is that the lined well का जो proper रहता है it is like lined with the help of bricks, stones and cement and mud. Like proper उसको अच्छे से form अच्छे से उसका structure बनाया जाता है. We form the structure carefully with proper materials like stone, cement, bricks or anything. Whereas in case of unlined well are like rough structure. We can say in India is kacha. ठीक है, in which we do not use any type of brick or stone. Only a hole is there on the surface through which we take out the water from the groundwater table. Okay. Now coming to this one, tube well. So what are tube wells? So when the wells, जो well होते हैं कुआं, when the wells are modified, they form tube wells. Now what are tube wells? Say this is your one well. ठीक है. The for a man or for any human being, say this is 8 meter. ठीक है. So for a normal human being, it's possible to like take out water till approximately 8 meter. ठीक है. But with the help of tube well, we can adjust some machines here with the generator here. ठीक है. We can adjust some machines and this machine will bring out water till 20 to 30 meters के depth तक. Okay. So these machines are basically tube wells are generally basically much deeper and with a pump or you can say a machine or a motor which helps to take out water from huge depths like 20-30 meters से नीचे से ऊपर लेके आते हैं इसको. ठीक है. Somebody has sent out Manasvi not audible. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Manasvi, maybe you can rejoin the meeting or just check your phone का volume. ओके. सो बेसिकली ट्यूबवेल क्या होता है कि इसमें वी पुट अप एनी टाइप ऑफ जनरेटर और अ पंप और अ मोटर विद द हेल्प ऑफ विच हम लोग जो 8 मीटर से पानी निकाल रहे थे अब हम लोग और नीचे से लेके आएंगे. वी विल गो मोर डीपर 20-30 मीटर एंड फ्रॉम देयर वी विल टेक आउट मच प्योर वाटर विथ मच मोर मिनरल्स एंड ऑल. ठीक है. And even this motor is efficient as compared to a human being. For example, a human being can take out around 20 buckets of water in 1 hour, but this motor and 20 buckets of water say it's roughly equal to 40 liters. Okay. But in this case of a motor or a tube well, it can take out roughly around 120 to 150 liters of water, which is much more than a human capacity. So these are very efficient as well as compared to humans. Okay. So what are basically tube wells? It is a deep bore or a tube. ठीक है. उसका ट्यूब लाइक जैसे ऐसा स्ट्रक्चर होता है. It's like a tube dug into the ground and water is drawn out with the help of a pump or you can write a motor or something like a machine. ठीक है. It is shown by a map. It is shown on the map by a small blue triangle. So this is a blue triangle, and whenever you see somewhere this, and the thing is that in our topography, none of the map is there in which tube wells are there, because the areas which we are studying, हम लोग जो areas पढ़ रहे हैं, Rajasthan and Gujarat, though we are studying the backward areas of Rajasthan and Gujarat, so उसकी वजह से वहाँ पे ट्यूब वेल्स नहीं है, इसलिए we don't have tube wells in our topography, but the board can ask you for drawing to tube well, drawing tube well, ठीक है, with the help of color you need to use blue color, okay. Yeah. So whenever, suppose for in just in case, if the board asks you कि there is a tube well on a particular region, what does it indicates? So you need to write it indicate the presence of tube wells on the map indicates intensive use of the land for agriculture. That means that the area is rich in the sense because they are using motor. अब कोई भी area motor और pump use करता है, it requires diesel or petrol, and diesel and petrol are very much expensive. That's why, Teju, can you unmute your mute your mic? Uh, anyways. Okay. So so this indicates like whenever you are using a diesel or a petrol, it requires money, and this indicates that area is rich, as well as whenever people put up motors or tube wells in that area, it means that the land is very much fertile and it is intensively used for agriculture. So what is the meaning of R, blue, and black? I'm not getting. Yatharth, can you unmute yourself and ask the doubt?
Sir, in the topo sheet there is a written like 2R and
अच्छा, जो यहाँ पे
3R.
ऐसे लिखा है.
Yes, sir.
ओके, सो मैंने लास्ट लेक्चर में बताया था, मैं वापस एक बार रिपीट कर दे रहा हूँ, जिसको जिसको डाउट है दे कैन आंसर हियर. सो बेसिकली दिस 20 आर, व्हाट डज इट मींस, ठीक है, थोड़ा कंफ्यूजिंग होता है ये. नाउ देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ आर, से दिस इज वन 20 आर एंड दिस इज अनदर 20 आर, ठीक है. अब इन दोनों में डिफरेंस है. दिस मींस दैट द रिलेटिव हाइट ऑफ द embankment with respect to its surroundings is 20 मीटर. मैं अभी लिख रहा हूँ, आई विल एक्सप्लेन. एंड इसका यू कैन इज कि द रिलेटिव डेप्थ, दोनों जगह वर्ड चेंज हो चुका है, ठीक है, यहाँ पे हाइट है, यहाँ पे डेप्थ है. द रिलेटिव डेप्थ ऑफ द वेल विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू इट्स इमीडिएट, इमीडिएट इन द सेंस जो उसके आसपास का जो सराउंडिंग है, इमीडिएट सराउंडिंग्स, इज 20 मीटर. नाउ व्हाट डज दीज टू टर्म्स मीन? जो मैंने ब्लैक कलर में यहाँ पे लिखा है, it is referred only for embankments. For example, say I will pick up any random student. Say Yatharth only. Yatharth is standing on a river bank, ठीक है, and he is looking down that the river is flowing. River is flowing थोड़ा नीचे, so depth पे flow हो रहा है. And he is standing on an area which is called embankment, ठीक है. Embankment के थोड़ा नीचे से river जा रही है, तो whenever it's written 20 R in black colors, you need to write relative height of the embankment with respect to its surroundings is 20 meter. Are you getting my point?
पापा कर लिया आपको क्या
Ayan, can you mute yourself? Yeah. So and in this तो black वाला मैं बता रहा हूँ कि whenever you are standing somewhere near the river bank and it is written 20 R, so you need to always write कि the relative height, ठीक है, height of the embankment with respect to its immediate surroundings. Immediate surrounding मतलब उसके आसपास के एरिया से is 20 मीटर. अब वेल के पास जब लिखा होगा whenever there is a well, look यहाँ पे दिया ना, यहाँ पे वेल के पास 20 R लिखा है. What does it means? It means that the relative depth. Obviously वेल का हाइट नहीं हो सकता, वेल का डेप्थ ही होगा, बिकॉज वेन एवर यू सी वेल तुम्हारे नीचे ही होता है, मतलब इट्स डेप्थ ओनली, ठीक है. तो वेल का हाइट नहीं लिखना, वेल का डेप्थ ही लिखना है. सो द रिलेटिव डेप्थ ऑफ द वेल विद रिस्पेक्ट टू इट्स इमीडिएट सराउंडिंग्स इज 20 मीटर. आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट यथार्थ, और जिसको भी कोई डाउट है?
Yes, sir.
ओके, ठीक है. कंटिन्यूइंग विद ट्यूबवेल के आगे. नाउ व्हाट इज अ कॉजवे? तो कॉजवे क्या होता है ना, एक्चुअली में causeway is not a bridge. Generally बच्चे get confused that causeway is like a bridge, but actually causeway is not a bridge. It is a raised metal load across a minor stream or a low lying marshy area at a shallow point. So मैं थोड़ा सा ऐसे स्ट्रक्चर बताता हूँ. लाइक एक ऐसा थोड़ा सा हाइट पे स्ट्रक्चर बनाएंगे, इसके नीचे से शायद से कोई नदी बह रही हो, या इट कैन बी अ माइनर स्ट्रीम और समथिंग एल्स. ठीक है, मैं थोड़ा ऐसे. ओके, ठीक है. सो नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस कि जब बारिश में, वेट आई विल शो यू ऑन गूगल ओनली. कैन यू सी द स्क्रीन? So
Yes,
here
sir.
on the right hand side there is one causeway. एक्चुअली यहाँ पे मेटल नहीं है, बट जनरली मेटल ही होते हैं. यू कैन सी कि ये थोड़ा हाइट पे बना है, हल्का सा हाइट पे. व्हेन ड्यूरिंग हाई टाइड और ड्यूरिंग मानसून सीजन या रेनी सीजन के वक्त जब पानी ऊपर आता है, लाइक यू यू कैन सी, ठीक है, ऐसे पानी इसके ऊपर आ गया है, जिसको जनरली थोड़ा ऊपर बनाया जाता है, सो दैट ड्यूरिंग रेनी सीजन और ड्यूरिंग हाई टाइड the people can use it for transportation, and it is motorable during like seasonal rainfall or something. Are you getting my point? Now sharing this one. समझ में आया ना क्या है कॉजवे? ठीक है. So now, for definition, you can write it as a raised metal load across a minor stream or a low-lying marshy area. Marshy area in the sense like marshy area, for example, the Sundarbans are an example of marshy area in which during daytime the water is at high tide. High tide in the sense पानी बहुत ऊपर आ जाता है, and during evening or during morning time the water is at a low level. ठीक है. Now coming to drainage pattern. सबसे important from both point of view, drainage pattern. Now we have different types of drainage pattern like dendritic, trellised, and disappearing and radial. First we'll focus on dendritic. So just how many of you are here from science? Like science students यहाँ पे कितने हैं? They can just raise their hands. How many of you are here are science students? तो वो थोड़ा ऐसे अच्छे से इसको रिलेट कर पाएंगे. वर्धन, या वर्धन. ओके, बाकी सब कॉमर्स वाले. एनीवेज, कभी भी एट स्टैंडर्ड में तो पढ़ा ही होगा साइंस में कि दे ऐसा, हम लोग याद है इन साइंस वी यूज टू मेक दिस न्यूरॉन. ऐसा न्यूरॉन का हम लोग एक स्ट्रक्चर बनाते हैं, और अभी भी साइंस के स्टूडेंट्स बनाते हैं. ठीक है, ऐसा कुछ स्ट्रक्चर होता है. हम लोग यहाँ पे न्यूरॉन के ऊपर एक डेंड्राइट्स जैसा कुछ बनाते हैं, जिसे हम लोग मतलब ऐसा, जिसे हम लोग डेंड्रॉन्स बोलते हैं, डेंड्राइट्स बोलते हैं फॉर कैरिंग नर्व इम्पल्सेस एंड ऑल. इसका स्ट्रक्चर एंड इसका स्ट्रक्चर ऑलमोस्ट सिमिलर. दैट्स व्हाई वी कॉल देम एज डेंड्राइट्स या डेंड्राइटिक पैटर्न, डेंड्राइटिक ड्रेनेज पैटर्न. ओके. So the drainage pattern resembles a tree and its branches, or you can, अगर tree and branches का concept you can't recall or you can't remember, you can just remember कि whenever you draw a diagram of a neuron, in neuron we draw dendrons or dendrites, ठीक है, which is similar to this dendritic drainage pattern. Such a pattern develops when the surface, the material rock is relatively uniform and the relief is almost flat. Okay. Now coming to trellised. Trellised क्या होता है ना कि in this one, like this is the mainstream, and SA, yeah, 90 degree, 90 degree, 90 degree. So you can see कि just a minute ये था. You can see कि ट्रेलाइज में मेन जो मेन स्ट्रीम है उसके साथ में जो अलग से स्ट्रीम ज्वाइन हो रही है, जैसे ये ये इन सब दे आर फॉर्मिंग 90 डिग्री विद द मेन स्ट्रीम, and that's why they are called trellis. This type of rectangular you can say, because roughly it's rectangle only. ठीक है. So yeah, ऐसे and ठीक है, roughly it's a rectangle where rectangular drainage pattern develops where there are bands of alternatively resistant and less resistant rocks. Yeah, Yatharth, you were asking something.
Sir, for example, in topo sheet, the drainage pattern is dendrite from the back, and in the block we are given, it is trellis. Will you answer with trellis or dendrite? Dendritic,
Um,
sorry.
I'm not getting you. Like topo में क्या दिया है? I'm not getting.
Sir, for example, in topo we are giving a drainage pattern. So
हम्म.
पीछे से वो dendrite है, पर जैसे हम आगे आ जाते हैं, जो ब्लॉक हमें दे रखा है, इसका ब्लॉक का बताओ, उस ब्लॉक में अगर हमारा ट्रेलिस भी है तो फिर आंसर क्या लिखेंगे हम?
ओके, तो ऐसा जनरली इतना डाइसी क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछते। फॉर एग्जांपल ये तुम्हारा टोपो है, ठीक है। थोड़ा और ऐसे कर देता हूँ, 25, 26, 27 एंड से दिस इज 41, 42। अब यथार्थ का कहना ये है कि यहाँ पे डेंड्राइटिक है, बट यहाँ पे आ रहे हैं तो ट्रेलाइज्ड हो जा रहा है, ठीक है। एंड यहाँ पे आ रहे हैं तो डिसअपेयरिंग हो जा रहा है, ठीक है। So if they ask you कि what type of if they ask you only this question कि what type of drainage pattern is visible, you need to write all the three: dendritic, trellised, and disappearing. But if they ask you for particular figure, six-figure grid, like say they ask you for 2742. In 2742, what is the type of drainage pattern? So you need to write disappearing. 2642 में it's trellised. 2542 में it's dendritic. Dendritic. Are you getting my point? If they ask you in general, तो तुम्हें तीनों लिखना है. But if they ask you specifically any particular four-figure grid का, then in that case you need to be very much specific. Yatharth, doubt clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we completed trellised and dendritic. Now coming to radial. Radial streams are generally visible at a high altitude. For example, this is your one mountain, okay, and if we draw a contour interval of this one, so you can see ऐसे ऐसे ऐसे. So if we draw here, तो कुछ ऐसा structure form होगा, ठीक है. So now in this case, if the stream is flowing like this way, this way, this way, तो वो कुछ ऐसा फॉर्म होगा यहाँ पे इन कॉन्टूर वाला मैप, ठीक है. ठीक है, it will be form ऐसे. So when there is one spot height say 200 and there are many streams coming like this way, ऐसा 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 ऐसा. This is the case of radial pattern which forms a roughly circular type of structure, ठीक है. मतलब ऐसा you can see a circular type of structure like you can see here. These are radial, these are radial, these are radial. Are you getting my point? समझ में आ रहा है कि सर के ऊपर से जा रहा है? सर के ऊपर से जा रहा है तो जस्ट लेट मी नो, वापस से एक्सप्लेन कर सकता हूँ. वर्धन, आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट?
Yes, sir.
ओके, ग्रेट. ठीक है. या, इज एनीबॉडी लेफ्ट टू जॉइन? ओके, ठीक है. या, so now coming to disappearing pattern. Disappearing stream जो होता है ना, they have a very different type of, or you can say unique type of nature in this. Like पहले तो वो ऐसे ऐसे आराम से चलेंगे and then suddenly they get disappear, then again they will appear, then suddenly they will get disappear, ठीक है. Now this happens when the soil is very porous. Porous or sandy soil. Porous or sandy soil, you can say that कि कभी हैव यू एवर विजिटेड अ बीच और हैव यू एवर विजिटेड राजस्थान का थार डेजर्ट? यू कैन सी दैट वहाँ की जो मिट्टी होती है, द सॉइल देयर इज वेरी पोरस, और यू कैन से इट्स लाइक ऑलमोस्ट अ सैंड ओनली. एक्चुअली इट्स अ सैंड. सो बहुत ज्यादा पोरस होता है. इट्स वेरी वेरी स्मॉल पार्टिकल्स एंड ऑल, ड्यू टू विच वाटर इनसाइड इट गेट्स एब्जॉर्ब्ड और वाटर गेट्स इनसाइड द सॉइल. That is why this happens, and also due to arid region, जितनी ज्यादा गर्मी होगी पानी evaporate होगा and all, ठीक है. So disappearing drainage
Porous,
indicates arid region and porous soil. Are you getting my point? Somebody was asking
porous
something. Sorry.
porous meaning, sir.
Porous meaning, porous means that it has the capability to absorb water, or you can say it has very much capacity to absorb water. Porous, you can say. Have you ever seen that sponge for washing utensils, yellow color ka sponge?
Yes.
So it is porous. Whenever you will drop some water, it will get absorbed, okay. So it is porous. Now giving you two examples of porous. Say this is one sponge and this is one rock. When you will put water on rock, the water does not goes inside the rock, okay, it remains outside only. But whenever you put water on the sponge, it directly gets absorbed and it goes inside the sponge. This is called porous. Are you getting my point? समझ में आया कार्तिक?
Yes, yes.
Okay, just a minute. Now coming to types of vegetation and all. So vegetation is also an important part. Now coming to open scrub. Open scrub is generally denoted by this. It is like this is white wala area is open scrub. Now, what does this open scrub indicates? It indicates scanty rainfall. It indicates desert, yeah, semi-desert conditions. Okay. So they don't ask you much questions about open scrub, but the thing is that they will ask you ki what does it indicate. So indicates scanty rainfall, or you can say seasonal rainfall. Seasonal rainfall, or you can say as scanty rainfall. Okay. So seasonal or scanty will work, anything will work, and desert or a semi-desert condition, or you can say an arid region. Okay, and open scrub also indicates that you can't do any type of agriculture, and you can only perform animal husbandry. Okay, कुछ भी डाउट होगा you can stop me, ठीक है? Now scattered vegetation. Scattered vegetation sometimes क्या होता है ना, you must have noticed कि यहाँ पे like there's some dry or you can say very barren land. थोड़ा barren land है यहाँ पे, ठीक है? And suddenly you see one tree, then some more barren land, and then one more tree, or you can say some grass. So this is called scattered vegetation because they don't have any specific type of vegetation. They are present randomly anywhere, so they are known as scattered vegetation. On the map, the distribution of trees and shrubs is widely spaced, indicates region of moderate to scanty rainfall. Okay, so this PDF has been sent on the group last Sunday. You can go and refer them. Now, what is a rock outcrop? In 9th standard, just recall, किसने मैसेज भेजा? सर कंप्यूटर की क्लास होगी क्या? Karthik, every Saturday night there would be some doubt session, from 10 to 11:30 there would be doubt session. So you can ask your doubts to that professor जो रहेंगे, उनसे आप कंप्यूटर के अपने डाउट्स वगैरह पूछ सकते हो, just in case if you have any doubts. ठीक है?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Now coming to rock outcrop. तो 9th standard में recall करो एक चैप्टर था, चैप्टर नंबर 10 या 9 आई गेस, वेदरिंग और डेनुडेशन करके. वेदरिंग और डेनुडेशन में क्या था, हम लोगों ने देखा था कि जो ऊपर का सॉइल था वो धीरे धीरे इरोड हो रहा था. यू कैन से जो हो रहा था डेनुडेशन की वजह से ऊपर का जो सॉइल वाज गेटिंग इरोडेड. ठीक है? ड्यू टू विच जो अंदर का जो पत्थर होता है, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल इफ आई देयर आर मेनी स्टूडेंट्स आर नॉट कंफर्टेबल विद इंग्लिश एज नॉट कंफर्टेबल विद हिंदी, for them I am explaining English. The thing is that ki, in 9th standard you must have studied denudation and weathering, and sir, this is not related to the topic being taught right now, but I our half yearly examination we have identified nucleated dispersed linear and houses. यथा तो अभी आएगा आगे, ठीक है? मतलब इसके थोड़ा बाद ही है, मैं एक बार चेक करके जाता हूँ. हाँ, यहाँ पे ही है, अभी जस्ट थोड़ा नीचे ही है, इसी पेज पे है. यू विल कम अक्रॉस सेटलमेंट्स एज वेल. ओके, सो रॉक आउटक्रॉप क्या होता है कि व्हेन ड्यू टू वेरी मच denudation or something, the rock inside the soil starts coming out because basically the earth का जो top layer is of soil, but ultimately whenever you remove the soil, the top soil, you will see rocks only. And whenever continuous denudation happens and erosion happens of the soil, the rocks start coming out. So in open scrub with scanty desert type vegetation, our rocks are cropped out. The pieces of rock jets out. Jets out when they come out of the main rock. On the map, it is shown by the word rock outcrop, like you can see here. Now coming to dense jungle forest. Okay, dense forest or dense jungle. So this is basically indicated by the word dense jungle on the map, which indicates a region of heavy rainfall. Obviously, wherever there is some type of dense type of jungle or a vegetation, it indicates heavy rainfall. Open jungle, it indicates moderate rainfall. Okay. There's not much difference between dense and open jungle, but the thing is that flora and fauna differs, and dense jungle is more rich than open jungle. Now, coming to the service trees. Now, what are these service trees? Wherever you live, in whichever city you live, be it Mumbai, Bangalore, Lucknow, anywhere, there are certain trees on which some numbers are marked. Like ऐसे कुछ trees होते हैं on which some numbers, like say 100, 100 is marked. ठीक है? Now this doesn't mean that randomly someone has written some number on that tree. Instead, these numbers are written by the government or the local civic authorities who write these numbers on the trees for their reference. Okay. Now, these trees have their own significance. Now, prominent survey trees are shown in black. ठीक है, Jaya generally stored in black like this one. Now, what is the use of numbering these trees? In India, whenever we purchase a plot of land or whenever we go for some legal land activities or something, we take something as a point of reference. For example, this is Vardhan ka plot of land. This is my and this is say of Yatharth. ठीक है, just giving an example. And now we need to differentiate कि इसमें से land किसका क्या है. Now we need to understand कि which land is of Rudraksh, which land is of Yatharth, and which land is of Vardhan. So we usually mark some like stones वगैरह रख देते for bordering or something. But in case of government authorities, when we need to differentiate between government land and private land, these trees are made up. जैसे trees are grown and numbers are written say 181 for reference. He they will, and whenever you will see some legal documents or legal document papers in which it will be written to the south of tree 181, they will write to the south of tree 181 3 kilometers comes under government property. ठीक है, तो मतलब they will say कि this is the point of reference and from here till 3 kilometer it's under government and from here till 4 kilometer it's under private. ठीक है, are you getting my point? किसी को समझ नहीं आया they can raise their hand. आया सबको समझ में? अगर समझ में आ गया तो थम्स अप भी कर सकते हो. देखो, यू नीड टू आस्क डाउट्स. ठीक है, जो भी डाउट्स है यू कैन क्लियर बिकॉज नो बडी नोज एनीवन हियर. मैंने लास्ट लेक्चर भी बताया था, अभी भी बता रहा हूं, आई एम रिपीटिंग इट अगेन बिकॉज नो बडी नोज ईच अदर. ठीक है, सो देयर इज नो पॉइंट ऑफ गेटिंग फियर की आई विल गेट इंसल्टेड. ठीक है, इंसल्ट वाली कोई बात नहीं है. यू विल, इट्स बेटर. आई लास्ट लेक्चर भी मैंने बताया था कि व्हेनेवर यू विल अटेंड माय क्लास, ठीक है, just make 10 promises that you today you will insult yourself 10 times. ठीक है, so until you insult yourself, अपना तुम बेइज्जती नहीं कराओगे, you will never get to know कि that you made mistake here. ठीक है, so it won't get click in your mind or it won't get etched in your mind. So just ask doubts, अपनी बेइज्जती करवाओ, get insulted and make me feel also insult after by answering right answers. ठीक है, okay. So now coming to this fire line. Yeah, fire line is generally denoted by red color and sometimes even black color as well. ऐसे ऐसे, not ऐसे, ऐसे 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 ऐसे. ठीक है, so fire lines है दी. Now what are these fire lines? Fire lines generally क्या होता है ना, for example this is one pathway and now fire line is a area where of this is a 5 meter wide path. ठीक है, and the difference between the two ends is 5 meter, which is devoid of vegetation. Devoid of vegetation, which means that it has no vegetation, only clear land is there. And why these fire lines are made? For example, here we have some sort of forest. Here we have trees and all, and here also we have trees and all. If God forbid, अगर यहाँ पे आग लग गया, ठीक है, एंड नाउ इफ अगर आग लग गया तो यहाँ पे स्प्रेड ना हो इसलिए इसको बना दिया जाता है. अगर ये नहीं रहता so the fire would have easily spread here and it would have created a much chaos and all. That's why this fire line is created. So according to the definition, the word fire line is found in forest areas and survey maps. This is a 5 meter path or a trench clear of all vegetation, or you can write as devoid. Devoid is a थोड़ा अच्छा word. ठीक है, devoid of vegetation around the forest to prevent forest fires from spreading. A fire in the forest spreads to bush or from tree to tree. In the absence of vegetation, the fire is unable to spread beyond this path. Now
सर इस फायर लाइन में वो भी नहीं होती कोई ग्रास वगैरह?
ना ना कुछ नहीं होता, इसको एकदम खाली लैंड. जस्ट इमेजिन दिस फायर लाइन एज अ क्रिकेट पिच. क्रिकेट पिच कैसा होता है, एकदम खाली, कुछ नहीं होता उस पे, ओनली स्टंप्स आर देयर एंड सम मार्किंग्स, वैसा ही
हाँ
होता
जी
है.
सर.
ठीक है, नाउ कमिंग टू सेटलमेंट्स. ये था तुम्हारा डाउट. ठीक है ना, मैं यथार्थ का एक बार डाउट देख लेता हूँ. Sir, this is not related to topic being taught right now, but in our half-yearly examination, we were asked to identify nucleated, dispersed, linear, and the houses were little far away from road in the same configuration, but they were also nucleated. What would be the answer? Question like this comes in one. Okay, I will come to it. Now, coming to types of settlements. Nucleated settlements. Nucleated settlements in the sense they are like a nucleus. In an atom, we know protons and neutrons form a nucleus. So they are something like this way. Okay. ऐसा 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 बहुत पास पास होते हैं, लाइक वेरी मच क्लोज. ठीक है, दे फॉर्म रफली लाइक अ न्यूक्लियस. So these consist of house which form a compact and concentrated settlements. It is indicated of generally fertile plains and valleys where the land is productive and can support a large population. So whenever some nucleated settlement comes, that means that the area is rich of agriculture. Yeah, the region is very fertile. Given example of Mumbai, if you see the map of Mumbai, it's very congested. It's like a nucleated settlement only. But if you see the map of Kashmir, ठीक है, it's very much dispersed. Like वह एक घर 1 किलोमीटर पे होगा, like अब not 1 kilometer, but हाँ approximately बहुत दूर दूर होंगे, because the soil is not fertile for agriculture, or you can say the population is very less there. ठीक है, or you can say it is at a very high altitude, and living there is not possible for everyone. ठीक है. Now coming to dispersed settlement. Dispersed settlement indicates an area where farm sizes are large and population is sparse. It could also indicate highland areas. As मैंने कहा, Kashmir is it's like a highland area, and it's not possible for each and everyone to live at such high altitudes where livestock rearing is the main occupation. ऐसा नहीं कि the land of the soil of Kashmir is infertile. There are many things grown there, but not the basic things like the wheat, the rice, and the bajra, jawar, and all the basic things are not. We are not able to grow there. Many fruits and other things are grown. ठीक है. Linear settlement. So dispersed settlement something like this way, ऐसा ऐसा दूर दूर. But nucleated settlement is very fast. ठीक है, ऐसे. Now coming to linear settlements. Linear settlements are also known as ribbon settlements. ठीक है, so in sometimes they will in boards they can ask you linear settlements के जगह बोलो, they can ask you what are ribbon settlements. So they are actually like a ribbon. Say this is one ribbon and around which houses are there. ठीक है. Now one more settlement is left, I think so. Linear हो गया and all. इतना ही था क्या? Yeah. Permanent hut. Now there are two types of hut. Permanent is this, which is a solid square. ठीक है. And as temporary, or you can say abandoned, मतलब जिस घर को छोड़ दिया गया, nobody lives there, abandoned. So is a hollow square. Okay. Now coming to some monuments and buildings and all. So ये थोड़ा अब miscellaneous part आ गया. Now graves. Graves are you can say a cremation ground where generally bodies are buried, and which is not prevalent in Hindu religion. So for Hindu religion, we may get some cemetery grounds where burning of the bodies are done. ठीक है. So in that case, they can ask you कि which is the prominent religion and all. So but इतना detail में वो लोग नहीं पूछेंगे. They will ask you related to मंदिर and masjid. ठीक है. That will come to the point. Now graves ऐसे generally denote होते हैं. ठीक है. Like you here can see graves. पोस्ट ऑफिस का स्ट्रक्चर कुछ ऐसा होता है, एंड पोस्ट ऑफिस का ड्राइंग का सिंबल is very much frequently asked in board. So they can ask you कि draw the structure of draw the convention symbol of post office. ठीक है. Post and telegraph office also denoted by PTO is also denoted by the same symbol. तो मतलब दोनों का सिंबल सेम ही रहेगा. ऐसे 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 ऐसे. This would be something like a Pizza Hut का cap, or you can say a structure. ठीक है. Something a hat like or cap like a structure. And नीचे भी एक base होगा black color का. And then in between you will have a red, you can say a rectangle. So this will be your post office. And this symbol of this post office and all is same for post office as well as same for post and telegraph office. So दोनों के लिए same है. ठीक है. Now coming to dark bungalow. Dark bungalow, although it is not much in our topography sheets, we don't.
पालक और गोभी आलू.
Somebody is speaking, I think so. Vinita, just mute yourself. Yeah. Sir, please clear my doubt. Oh, okay, Yatharth, lecture is going to end. Just copy this doubt and put me in the next lecture. ठीक है. अभी मैं I will send you a new link. Okay. I'm ending the meeting.